Senator Josh Becker, thank you so much for making time for us.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me about this new bill that you're introducing this upcoming week.
Yeah. Well, Californians are suffering. Since Trump's illegal war in Iran started, gas prices have gone up $1.35. That's over $3 billion out of the pockets of Californians since this started. Across the country, $62 billion out of Americans' pockets. And there's evidence of price gouging, but right now, our Attorney General, because the laws the way are set up right now, the Attorney General cannot investigate. My bill would change that.
And so basically your bill is allowing the governor of California to declare a state of emergency for war, like it adds that. And then also by doing so, that gives the state's AG the ability to go in and investigate.
Exactly.
Is that okay?
Yeah, exactly. We have some of the strongest price gouging laws in the country. So they protect us in the case of natural disasters. We can investigate price gouging. But really it's limited to natural disasters, an earthquake, a wildfire, things like that. War does not count. And so this bill will add war to that category and that list of criteria. So in a case that this war restarts again, which could well happen, or the next war that Trump gets us into, the governor then could declare a state of emergency, and that would enable the Attorney General to investigate price gouging.
I know everything is moving so quickly with the situation in Iran, and it is fluid, and things are changing almost every day. How soon are you hoping that your bill takes effect?
Well, we have an urgency clause, so we're hoping this takes effect as soon as possible. You know, the first possible day for the governor to sign it, because we're hoping it provides relief now, but also leads to relief in the future.
And on price gouging specifically, is there one particular product? I mean, is it just oil and gas, or are there other items that could be explored that could be potentially price gouged during this war?
There are others, and we're focused on oil and gas because that's where we've sort of seen the evidence, and that's where it's really hitting people very directly in the pocketbooks. But right now, the bill is broad enough to include other categories too.
Okay, and the Department of Petroleum and Market Oversight within Governor Gavin Newsom's administration, I know they've been looking at gas station retail prices versus branded versus non-branded.
Yes.
Is that something, is that an example of what he could
Exactly, and that's where this came up. The day after the election, we had a hearing, a 4-hour hearing about the fuels and the energy transition, and they came and testified. And that's really where this came up, because they pointed out that across the country, the difference between branded gas, say a Chevron, and an unbranded gas like your mom and pop, across the country that difference was 6 cents. And in California, especially since this war started, it's 31 cents difference between that branded gas and unbranded gas. So that's really what got me thinking, and my team thinking, hey, we really need to look into this. And we realized we can't, because again, we can't investigate price gouging because war is not considered a sufficient criteria right now for a state of emergency. And again, our bill will fix that.
Have you talked to the Attorney General about this, or the governor ultimately who would sign this?
We've reached out. They're always a little cagey about ongoing legislation, but we've gotten some positive indications, I'd say.
And how do you see the oil industry reacting to this? Because while the retail, gas stations, and I know that's just one example, but they may argue that the state's policies have driven us to the point that we're at in terms of gas prices. They also might argue that the Strait of Hormuz is closed. That's something they can't control. What would be your response to potentially the anger that might rise from that industry because of this bill?
Well, they're going to hate this bill, and they're already organizing against it. But something just happened that's going to make it even harder for them. President Trump himself is now just recently accused the oil companies of price gouging. So that's going to make it even harder for them to defend. But certainly they're going to come out guns blazing, and they don't want this. They don't want to give the Attorney General the power to investigate them.
Logistically, where do we go from here? Your bill is going to get filed, and then what?
So this is going to have actually a first hearing. This was done as what they call a gut and amend late in the process. And so it's going to have its first hearing next week. And and we'll have a press conference. We're going to give you the scoop here on this legislation. Thanks for covering it. But really, it's the first committee hearing, but because of the time frame, it's a compressed time frame. So we have to get it all through the process by the end of August.
Is there anything else you think we should know about this new bill of yours and the effort overall?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I think we covered it. It's just that this has really been something that's dramatically affected Californians. Like I said, the average household well over $200, over $3 billion out of the pockets of everyday Californians. And they deserve to know, is something going on and how can we fix it? And that's why we came up with this bill and really hope we can get it through.
All right, Senator Becker, we really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.